Hello everybody, Storm here. Welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, the road to 56, Honduras. In the last episode, we helped over here on the front coming out of the Caucasus, and we were able to push north a bit more, be able to take the city of Volgograd. We are pushing on Rostov. The Italians successfully established a beachhead and invasion through Crimea, and we've linked up with them. The Chinese and Iranians have linked up. There's all kinds of strange stuff going on over here in what used to be Germany, and yeah, I think, at least for the war against Russia, because they've actually flipped over to the Russian Democratic Federal Republic, things are starting to turn. Oh yeah, and Bulgaria joined the Stresa Front. And they have joined the war. And so, they're putting some pressure along that front. And hopefully this might mark the turning of things against Russians, or, you know, things accelerating towards their inevitable conclusion. So, we're just going to keep on plugging along, making sure that our supply chain is maintained. Because that is the main thing that is causing us trouble right now. So, let's see how we're doing. Mutinies in the army. Alarming news have reached military high command about a number of units in our army refusing orders from superior officers. While none of the units have left their position in the line, representatives of the soldiers have made it quite clear they will not obey any orders to attack the enemy. The rebellion has so far been contained to a small number of battalions and a handful of training and support units, but many in the War Office fear that this uprising will soon spread to other units and may eventually render us unable to continue the war. Decisive action is needed. Alright, well, let's try the patriotic speech. That's weird. I mean, yeah, we've taken some pretty nasty losses, but things are actually going fairly well, all told. We just need to wait until January 7th. We'll get these additional supply depots built. Alright, interwar medium airframe. Let's continue working on our medium aircraft designs. I want agility on all my medium planes. Thank you. Doctrines available. Yeah, let's work naval doctrines. Yep, join in. Yeah, we are kind of strained over here. Do I trust the Turks to hold this line? I trust the Turks to hold this line and try and concentrate my forces. Alright. No risk it, no biscuit, as they say. No, January 7th. Let's make sure that all the rail is getting built first. We don't need anywhere near as much steel. There we go. Okay. So this should be built. No supply connection for the capital. Oh, the rail hasn't been built yet. Alright, we have supply connection now. Alright, good. Go. Alright, we've taken Rostov. Why did that front split? Alright, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna delete this line. I am going to spearhead. No, we're gonna select the entire army. We're gonna spearhead across here. We're gonna try and cut off across there. Go. Alright, field artillery. We're going to try and relieve the Italians. Alright, it's not uncommon for a soldier to doubt whether what he is doing is really worth it. Could anything justify the sacrifice we ask of you? Can we really demand you potentially die in pursuit of a goal you would never see? It is an unfortunate fact that we must live in the times we were born in. Fate has decided that we must be at war, protect our freedom, our homes, our essential American way of life. We did not choose this war. It was forced on us. Well, that actually is true. You know that I would not ask anything of you that I would not be willing to do myself, and I know that you will do whatever is necessary to secure victory. Alright. Alfonso Gian Zelaya's speech in front of the troops appears to have the desired effect. The soldiers broke out in spontaneous cheers and returned to their duties without more than the usual amount of complaining. All right, excellent. Because we have actually broken, we've broken out. So now the thing is, we are opening up a fairly wide front. Okay, yep, the Italians are starting to push back. Alright, we've completed the nuclear reactor. Excellent. I would like to build one or two. Alright, excavation complete. These are being worked on. So this... yeah, we're going to work on those. We've got all the support companies updated. We can work on this. Ah, yeah. Army focus. Work on that. Yeah, let's get these guys cut off. Yep, make sure everybody moves over to that. There we go. We were apparently missing a few divisions. Let's make sure that we have military access in Bulgaria. The fall of Stockholm. Okay. So that once we link up, we'll be able to... Scandinavian Council has capitulated. Alright, well, the UK is going to need to move stuff over, and hopefully that is going to force the Russians to dilute their fronts again. All right. Now, who are these people? The Polish Republic. They're part of the Commonwealth of Nations. All right. Now, question is, can this front hold? Well, not exactly. Because it looks like that Turkey does not have military access through here. So, what do we need to do? No supply connection from capital. The Harrison region. Let's see. Alright, and as much as I would love to build those, you have other more important things to do. Alright, yep, the Iranians and the Chinese have linked up with Turkey. The problem is, I'm now the only one holding down this particular flank, because nobody else has military access. Well, begin our assault. Synthetic oil experiments, oil processing. Alright, basic medium airframe, improved medium airframe. Advanced anti-air upgrades. Get this. Alright, fuel refining. See, can we relieve those Bulgarians? Radio director finding work on that. And we offer military access to them, but they won't take it for some odd reason. Alright, our forces have linked up. Start reducing these guys. Alright, we need nuclear fission bomb project. Let's go. What are we short? Actually, we're okay for steel. For the moment. We're okay for aluminum for the moment. We're short a little bit of tungsten. Alright. Let's take a look at the war. This is where we are. We're at 9%. Turkey's at 20%. Well, that's from all the occupation that they're currently doing. We're not getting that benefit. So our gains out of this war might be a little bit more modest than they were last time. But that's okay. That's okay. Polish Republic goes all the way up there. Although they are technically at war. Like, which is actually fine. If the Bulgarians want to basically absorb all that, then go right ahead. The problem is that now the Bulgarians are coming into contact with guys that they are at war with. Because this is a gigantic mess. Well, if he doesn't compromise our flank. Yep, just keep pushing north. Keep pushing north. Yep, we've really outstripped our supplies. I really need to fall back to my allies' territory. Alright, for the moment. Get some factories being built. Alright, what I think I'm actually going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to delete this, and I'm going to rearrange the location of my forces over there. Let the Bulgarians deal with whatever the Russians have over there. Stop whatever it is you're doing, get out of there. Alright. We'll go with small arms firepower for the moment. Alright. We want that push north. And I am going to need... Looks like we have good rail coverage here. And we have a supply depot right there. Excellent. That is excellent news. Let everybody get planning bonus, get organized. We'll work on experimental rockets, sure. Infantry equipment, assault, attack, and breakthrough, yes. Alright, we're fully organized. I mean, in terms of equipment and manpower, we're not there, but you know what? Do it. Okay, yep. What we just need to do is we need to get Russia out of the fight as quickly as possible. There's a Polish Republic again. How big was the Polish Republic? Alright, yeah, let's work on some of this. New Zealand wants to resupply their ships in our ports. Nah, that's fine. Yes, the Navy. I totally forgot about them. No. Yeah, we'll worry about the Navy once this war is over. At least let's get this submarine fleet filled out. Lots of destroyers. Yeah, we also need to think about cruisers. So I should probably also think about getting some naval research done. Commander was wounded. Improve medium airframe. Get advanced medium airframe. Gorka Empire has capitulated. Yep, Russia is getting squeezed. Yeah, let's make sure we're getting supplies. Alright, security officers argue there's a need to increase security. What is there? Information theft. Yeah, increase security. Yep, we don't need you over there. Alright, get over here. Alright, what I want you to do is stop. Everybody rest. Let's get reorganized. Yep, let's get reorganized. Let's let our planning bonus build back up again. Take some pressure off. And we will end the episode. So I think we're about to make the push to Moscow. They're at 93% towards capitulation. We take that, war's over. And so there's going to be a peace conference. And I want to have a full episode to go through that. So hopefully that's where we'll get next episode. And we'll see where we end up. Alright, but for now, we'll stop here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you next time.